So if you want a proven way to stop spiraling and really instantly be able to come back in touch with your body and not go down a really long, unproductive rabbit hole where you lose hours or days or weeks or years of your life, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Brittany Rochelle, and I'm an anger alchemist, helping you alchemize rage to live a magnificently melanated life. And today I'm talking about the scientifically proven way to help you stop spiraling out into shame, rage, collapse, all of the unhelpful things, and really be able to show up in your life the way that you ultimately desire. So how do you do this? I'm going to give all the credit to Dr. Bruce Perry. Him and Oprah Winfrey have this amazing book called What Happened to You? And I think it's so incredible because so many of us are walking around wondering why we're enraged, or why we're so frustrated, or why we're so bitter, or why we constantly fly off the handle, or have these really embarrassing outbursts, or feel like we can't show up and be confident, graceful, powerful in our lives. And oftentimes it's because we never got the tools that we needed to really help us be able to do this, and actually to heal so many of the things that have happened in our past in order to help set us free in our future. So today I want to share with you this very quick and easy 3-step process that Dr. Bruce Perry goes over, and it's essentially called state-dependent functioning. So being able to understand that honestly, at the very end of the day, our bodies and our brains are trying to keep us safe. And because we've had experiences where we felt like we were not safe, so much of the time we can actually be operating from a very old part of our brain. This is sometimes called the reptilian brain or the lizard brain. Actually, you might hear things like fight or flight, or if you're really just trying to survive in a world where you do not fundamentally feel safe, which is so often the experiences of melanated people throughout the colonized world. It's very often that you can be spending so much time in this older, more fight or flight, survival focused part of our brain. And then when we think about the kind of newest parts of our brain, which is sometimes called the cortex of our brain. And so if we want to spend more time being creative and thinking and being rational and logical and showing up in our lives the way that we desire, we have to spend time in the other parts of our brain. So how do we get from being really shut down, just trying to get through, just trying to survive, and actually just reacting to things, to being really thoughtful and intentional and showing up in this like super empowered way? So we do this with state-dependent functioning. And so the 3 steps are really first to regulate. We have to regulate our own body. And so many of us are walking around in dysregulated bodies. I think living in a world and a society that is fundamentally racist and homophobic is very dysregulating for those of us who are Black and brown people and inherently queer in our own right. This means that when we are dysregulated, we don't really have the ability to fully live as deeply as we want to in the most logical, rational parts of our brain. And so often we're just scanning for danger and to see if we're even okay in this environment. So we can regulate our body through lots of things, but one of my favorite ways to do this is somatically, meaning body-based. So this could be as simple as doing some gentle squeezes along your arms, along your body. This could be noticing 3 things in your room right now that are the color blue. This could be really getting in touch with the fact that you are connected to the surface below you. There's so many different, really easy, free, mindful tools that help you get back in touch with your body. And if you'd like to get more ways to regulate, I invite you to check out my absolutely free ebook called Melanin: A Reclamation, where I share more of my own story and free somatic tools that can help you on your journey. Number 2 is to relate. This means to relate to other people and that you are in connection with others. And finally, step 3 is to reason. This is so interesting because it's actually counterintuitive to the way our world works. So many people tell us to just get over it, or to just focus, or to, my favorite, calm down or don't be so angry, which I'm pretty sure there's no one in the history of time who's ever been told to calm down and that actually helped them calm down. Because when we're in a dysregulated or heightened state, we aren't thinking with our logical mind. So as Dr. Bruce Perry says, it's so important and actually critical to first regulate our bodies, to relate, and then as the final step to reason. And if you want to learn more about how all of that works, I invite you to check out his book. But if you want to get into your body and understand the ways that you can do this in your life, in your relationships, in the way that you desire to show up in the world, then you can look into one-on-one coaching with me and set up a complimentary call to see if we're a good fit to work together. Either way, I hope you go out and use state-dependent functioning, regulate your body first, relate to others, and then as the final step, reason. This is something that I do on a regular basis, and it really does help you to stop spiraling out into these really far off, unhelpful situations and come back into your body and to show up the way that you desire to in your life.